Hello, I'm Jason Russell from Critical Dice, and welcome to the Fable 42, where we build community through friendship, gaming, and of course, chaos. You are watching the Duke City Chronicles, a Monster of the Week game, and you can watch us here on the Twitch channel, Fable 42, on Friday nights at 6 p.m. Eastern or 3 p.m. Pacific. Strangely, that's the same time. You can also catch the replay on YouTube at those same times on Tuesday afternoon and evenings the following day. Our first and only sponsor, I think, for this show is Critical Dice, which is me. Hi, I'm Critical Dice. And you can use the code in the chat, the referral link there, to get 20% off of any non-subscription product you find in there. And that goes a long way to helping this channel as well. So you get pretty shiny click-like math rocks or cool t-shirts, and Chris can buy a cup of coffee. So, I think that's as far as introductions and getting the technical stuff out of the way, other than, hey, follow, subscribe, use your Amazon Prime free thing that you haven't thought about in years. Just go ahead and use it. Just use it. You know you want to. Let's go ahead and do player character introductions, and I will start with GW.
Hey everyone, I'm GW. You can find me here and on IG and Twitter under GW005. That's 2 B's, 2 zeros. You can also find me on Clarion Dawn, which is a sci-fi audio drama where I voice Zamir, a poet engineer in space. Why find out? You can go to clariondon.com or any of your favorite podcast platforms. Today I am playing Q, aka Quavon Whispers. I am the team's angsty, edgy angel boy, and I am the divine playbook.
Let's do Bridget.
Hi guys, I'm Bridget. You can find me on the internet and TikTok, actually, at string_theories_. You can also find me here on Wednesday evenings in the realms of Ukador, where I play Kree Skyborn, a very large bird person. But here I'm playing Suki Buchanan. She is the spookiest grandma around. She is an art professor at UNM and teacher of Quavon and hunter of monsters. So yeah.
Awesome. And Diane.
Hey everyone, my name is Diane. You can find me online at The Pretty DM. You can find me here every day we stream. And I am playing Katia Rose, the influencer, half vampire, monstrous playbook.
I love it every time you say monstrous influencer. That's so good.
Yeah.
And Chris.
Is there a Chris here?
Riley.
Oh, right. Yeah, that's me. My name is Riley Reed. I am the expert playbook. I don't know who this Chris person is. I think he's got a big head. But you probably
He's
know
friends
who he
with
is.
Daniel Day-Lewis.
Oh, that makes sense now. That really does. Oh man, so many thoughts with that. Well, there was this one time. We won't get into that. I'm ready to do some monster hunting and the boom booms and the pew pews.
Excellent. And I am your keeper of monsters and mysteries, Jason Russell. You can find me on Instagram at Critical Dice and also, heaven help us, TikTok. We are getting into a brand new hunt today. And we'll do a recap here in a second, but we're starting the story fresh. So if you're just joining us, welcome. This is a great place to jump in. And with that, let's go ahead and play our intro.
It's an amazing place. Most people have no idea where it is, but we're okay with that. We've got mountains, rivers, deserts, and over 300 days of sunshine, and some of the most diverse and wonderful people you'll ever meet. It's a great place to live, and I definitely encourage you to try it. But we also have our dark side, our own ghosts, secrets, and legends. most of them are true. For thousands of years, people have been living here and dying here. This is Albuquerque, but it goes by many names. The 505, the Burke, my favorite is the Duke City. These are the Duke City Chronicles.
A crystal decanter of red liquid sits next to an old coffee mug. Shaky hands pour a perhaps too generous portion into the humble container. A man leans against a glass display case with the mug in one hand and a telephone in the other. After a moment of deliberation, he selects the mug first and takes a long drink, emptying it of its contents. He wipes his mouth and stares at the phone. He glances at the wall across from him and surveys the damage. A gaping hole in the cinder block wall shows a clear view of the busy street beyond. Around the room, papers still cover the floor. The overhead lights flicker, and a small fire struggles for continued existence near the new opening. He can't put it off any longer. It's his only option. After a moment, the man gives a long sigh, dials a number, and says into the receiver, "I've been robbed." So to give you a recap of what's been happening, the last hunt took our hunters, the C4 team, face to face with the Orphan, or the Electric Man, a early AI prototype by Microsoft that was abandoned and then slowly evolved and gained sentience. Its desire for a sense of self and autonomy led it to commit a string of minor robberies and build itself its own body. Our team was able to discover this and actually de-escalate the situation pretty well, and offered, with the help of Chet, to create a new body for him. They were successful in doing that, and he is now a somewhat permanent fixture at the new headquarters down by the rail yards, where he watches TV all day like it's a social experiment and remains pretty unresponsive to other stimuli. We'll open our story here. It's basically the next day or so, I would say, from the last hunt. And it's late afternoon getting on to evening. And I think at least Riley and Q would be at the new HQ. Girls, do you want to start there? Or did you have other things you wanted to try to do before we kind of get into this hunt proper? You guys are good?
Yeah, we're good.
Okay, you guys kind of want to be meeting back up at HQ to see if anything's going down tonight?
Sure.
All right.
I think I'd like to introduce the Orphan to MASH. It's a great TV show. It'll teach you a lot about being human.
Yeah, he gives just a little almost imperceptible nod as you change the channel over to Nick at Night, and where it's continually playing episodes of MASH.
Plus Alan Alda's real cute. And I'm just going to leave him with the remote.
That's true, actually. Yeah.
Very cute.
It's a very strong play, Suki, showing him the horrors of war during his first day.
Never mind.
Yeah, what could possibly go wrong? Yeah.
It's about saving people, not killing people.
Yeah, of all the war things, that's probably the best one.
Yeah,
it
honestly.
Actually, really is.
Yeah, it's pretty anti-war.
Light on the war, heavy on the cross-dressing. All right. What would you guys like to do before we kind of things pop off here? What do you think are you working on any kind of projects, Chris? I know that you have that move in your playbook that lets you kind of prepare things and create stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I'm probably in my little crafting space, just tinkering right now, not doing anything specific.
Okay. And Q, what are you going to be doing right now?
Q is probably in the training room that we made, with the dummies and stuff, just kind of really going in with his new onyx sword that he got from the leader of the
Obsidian Order. Yes, you have that
Order.
Obsidian greatsword, and you're kind of practicing with it since it's got a different weight distribution from your blades of light.
Yeah, I'm just going in on those dummies.
Nice. I like that. Why don't you kick some butt for me?
Oh, okay, yeah. Let's see.
Let's get those dice rolls happening.
That's not bad at all.
Oh, yeah,
That's gonna be that's gonna be a total of 13.
A 13, excellent. And so you've kind of positioned these dummies in kind of like a 5-dot pattern, where one's right in front of you, and then there's four. The four others are on kind of like corners, like a dots on a die, and you are kind of simulating being surrounded with a single foe in front of you. You slice down on the first dummy in front of you as it starts to slide off, kind of like samurai style. You turn quickly using the same momentum, slash kind of lightly the one right behind you, and then you teleport behind the other two, kick one into the other, and then do a long thrust into the simulated belly of the fifth. So you're like, yeah, like you're kind of getting the feel of that weight and stuff.
Not bad, not bad.
Not bad at all. Riley, while you're kind of tinkering, you hear the girls come in. One of the big kind of garage doors kind of pulls up, and you hear them kind of talking as they walk into the space.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna finish the tinkering that I'm tinkering. Not sure mechanically what it would do, but I'm gonna go find Q. I probably know he's in the training room.
Yeah, you can hear him, and they're in like, ha, hoo, oh yeah, like those kind of noises.
Yeah. Hey, how's that sword feel?
It's heavier than what I'm used to, but it feels kind of good actually. It's not too bad. I'm getting used to it.
Can I do something to it?
What?
Well, I'll show you.
Are you gonna blow up the sword, Riley?
No.
Is this dangerous for me?
It'll be dangerous for other people if I do this, right?
All right, here. I'll give him the sword.
I'm going to dismantle whatever the counterbalance weight was on the sword.
Yeah, on the pommel, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to take it off and then add the new one that I did that's calibrated for Q's size.
Nice.
So essentially, this is real for real big weapons. Depending on how big you are and how strong you are is the counterweight. So when you swing it, it actually swings lighter because the weight itself counteracts the weight of the sword. Here, give this a whirl.
Nice.
All right.
Actually, Riley, go ahead and give me a roll for this. I think I want to make this a plus weird roll, according to your playbook.
Okay.
The armory.
Oh God! Please don't mess up my sword.
It's a 6 and a 5, sir.
Ooh.
It's 11 plus 0.
Nice. Yeah. So Koivon, you see Riley kind of put this almost like it's like a donut that's adjustable with an interior where more like grains of like pellets and things could be added. He unscrews the pommel, puts that on, and then kind of clicks it into place. And he kind of does a quick like balancing act of the sword on his finger, right where the cross guard is. And it seems to balance there pretty well. And he hands it back to you. And do you want to do anything particular to test this?
Yeah, I'm going to just kind of step back and kind of just like give it a couple of swings to see if I feel anything different.
Yeah, it feels good. It feels like it's balanced, but it doesn't take away any of that extra like oomph from the weight of the sword. He did a good job.
Nice. It kind of feels like one of my own blades. Thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome, man. It's what I do good here, right?
Yeah. So, girls, you walk in and you see Riley and Q hanging out kind of it's in that larger open area. You can easily see into the kind of practice area. The boys are fiddling with the sword, and then Q's like swinging it around in a open public space.
Having fun?
Oh yeah, this is kind of my favorite thing.
Nice.
I don't even know if you
Right.
noticed that I ducked.
Yeah, I noticed. I appreciate that. Riley, your phone rings, and you recognize the number. It's Sonny from the pawn shop.
What's up, Sonny?
I've been robbed.
By whom?
Yeah, I ain't really sure, but listen, can you do me a solid? Maybe you and your folks come by and take a look. I'm pretty sure I got some stuff here that well, it really shouldn't be out in the open. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah. I'll get with the crew and we'll come swing by.
No, Riley. Whatever it is, tell him no.
yeah, tell Angel Boy I said hey.
Angel Boy, he said, "Hey."
Don't call me.
What's going on?
It seemed like someone had robbed Sonny.
Ha!
I mean,
Oh,
should
I
we
mean, that
call the police? That's usually what you do when you get robbed.
Well, he has things the police don't need to be cognizant of. You know what I mean?
Doesn't sound like our problem. Sounds like a demon's problem. That's not our problem.
Yeah, but we get lots of things and favors from said demon there, sir.
You get lots of things and favors from said demon.
Yeah, I do. That helps this group.
Questionable.
I mean, plus he probably got some rather questionable artifacts out there that shouldn't be wandering around Albuquerque. I think we should involve the police until, it's safe for the police. Shall we get?
I mean, yeah, you guys can go because I mean, you're right. Sonny is like the stuff that he has. It can be pretty innocuous, but there's some other things that he has that is part of his private collection. That it's like supernatural black market, and you don't want that stuff out on the streets. Nor do you call the police to like how do you put down like the feathers of an angel on a missing items report or a blood diamond, but it's not like a conflict diamond. It's actually a diamond made of blood. So yeah, you guys are about 15 minutes away from Sonny's. You guys are kind of down towards the river at the rail yards, and he's back up towards UNM. How do you guys want to go up there?
I'll take the Stang. Anybody else want to go?
I don't know if I don't think you need me for this. I think you guys are fine.
Are you sure, Q? I mean, you're
Is
always
this going to be the
helpful.
second thing now that you're just not going to do anything?
No, I'm just saying that I'm not trying to be around Sonny like that. It's not my thing.
What'd he do to you?
It's not about what he did to me, because there's nothing he can do to me. But I don't know. It's just the mojo, the vibe isn't like sometimes you click with people, sometimes you don't.
I mean, you can always stay in the car.
I could stay in the car, or I could just stay here. I mean, if you need me, I'll just bamf over. No big deal.
All right.
All right. We'd like to have your skills, though. Keep your phone on and your brain ready for me, okay?
Gotcha. I'll put my phone on blast. Put it back, and I'll go back to the training dummies and start slicing things.
Jason was also confused by that turn of phrase. I know what putting someone on blast is. I don't know what putting something on blast.
I think he's just playing like
I'm turning on the
Space
up
Invaders.
the volume of my phone.
Yeah.
Okay.
oh, that's what that
He's
was.
taking it off
Yes.
vibrate.
I see. Okay, yeah.
You know,
As we've established before, I'm a very old man, so.
I feel like in character, the whole team would think that though. That was only kind of Riley's talk. Not Riley, Q's talk.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, on the stream, everyone kind of gave the face like, what?
Amazing.
We were all curious.
All right.
Yeah, I guess I'll just I'll ride in the car.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I was wondering how that was going to go because Riley's been pretty hyped to drive the Hummer lately, so. All
I
right.
miss my Stang, though,
Yeah.
Gotta take her out or else she gets, rusty.
All right, yeah. So you guys hop in the car, and Riley, I assume you're calling shotgun on approach.
No, he actually just climbed in the back.
No, great.
No
Okay.
fuss, no.
Oh, there's no one to fight with. I see. Okay. So, yeah, you guys hop in the Stang, and it's about a 15-minute drive on the way up to Sunny's. Anything you want to do during that drive?
Before the drive, Suki demands seatbelts, as she always does. But other than that, just kind of getting on.
What do you think he had stolen?
Oh, God, it could be anything. I don't know what sort of, wooey-woo stuff he got in that pawn shop. The regular stuff looks kind of weird. Like, I don't even know what he's got in the back.
Wooey woo. Okay.
Yeah, the technical term for what we do.
Also,
Wooey-woo
I don't know.
stuff.
I don't know if Suki would notice this, but Riley clicked his seatbelt, and then and then quietly unclicked it and took it off. Like he purposefully didn't have a seatbelt buckled in.
I think that Suki, based on the amount of trauma she has around seatbelts, would have heard that. But I will roll for it if you want me to.
No, I'll have Riley roll for it. Give me a plus charm roll. That's the closest thing we have to like deception in this.
Man, I got a
Yeah,
negative
what's a-
charm.
Negative
Man,
1.
I do
What
have a
is
negative
it?
one.
Yeah.
Oh,
Jason
weird.
specifically, I think puts his dice away for
Oh my
doesn't
god.
have any dice.
I got 2 6s, ladies and gentlemen, -1.
Wow.
Oh.
Yeah,
right.
Suki, you don't
Really?
hear it, but you feel like your chair is not right somehow. It's just something that's not right. That's all you know though.
So I just go to look at my phone. I'm probably texting Detective Grant, looking at my Instagram.
Nice. All right, so you guys arrive at Sunny's Pawn Shop right there on Central, just a few blocks away from the university's main entrance and the Frontier, where you guys had your first episode. And you can see, even as you're kind of pulling into the turn, that the back of Sunny's shop, there's a hole, maybe 6 feet high, 4 feet wide. Looks like something exploded out of the side of his shop. And he's got his all his overhead lights inside are on, but the stuff on the awning and all the external lights and the sign lights are all turned off, trying to give a real I'm closed kind of vibe. And I don't think you guys have ever seen him close before. So yeah, and it's just dusk now. It's sun's gone down, but there's a little bit of twilight light going on. So yeah.
What the hell happened here, dude?
Are you asking Sunny? Or are you
Yeah.
just okay?
Yeah.
So you pull open the front door and you just walk in and you're just dude, what the heck?
Yeah. Hello.
Yeah. He comes from the back and he's got some papers. He's shuffling. He's oh hey, Ryan, how's it going, ladies? Nice to see you. He kind of goes, where's Angel Boy?
He wasn't feeling too well, so he decided to stay back.
All right, I won't take that personal.
I mean,
What?
I'm not
Oh,
saying anything.
Oh, he can hang out with Spooky Grandma, Bullet Boy,
And what?
and Fangs. But he can't hang out with me. All right, no, I see how it's going.
Well, he doesn't like hanging out with me. To be fair, he had a big problem with me.
Yeah,
he
we
might
only-
still. I don't know.
We only just got him semi warmed up to Katia. He'll come around at some point, I promise.
Yeah, all right, that's probably fair. So as you can see, it's been an interesting day. I'm still kind of cleaning up, but Riley, lock the door behind you there.
I mean, you have a hole in your wall. Do you think blocking the door is going to help?
Well, yeah, I mean, I already put up a ward on that side, so no one can come in really. But
Where's the hole?
so basically, you have the front shop area with all
Yeah.
the different things on display. Then there's the counter, the little thin behind the counter section, and then the storeroom. And from just kind of what you saw outside and the lack of a hole in this front part, you imagine that it's that hole got blown in the storeroom where he keeps the majority or of his stuff or the high ticket items.
So in the back by the parking lot in the chain link fence area.
Mhm.
Got it.
Yeah. And I love it when my hunters use Google Maps. So, and so he's Yeah, so I was out for a bit and I came back and there was this. I'm not really sure what's missing yet, and well, I've got an inkling, but I was hoping you guys could maybe look around, do some investigating. That is what you guys do, and tell me what you can find, and we can talk about some remuneration if you guys could perhaps recover some of the items that were stolen.
All right. Well, would you like to tell us what the inkling is that you have? Like, what are we
I
kind
was
of?
gonna ask.
Yeah, like what are we even looking for that's not here? You know, what would be the thing that somebody would bust a hole in your wall for?
No, I don't think I'm going to. I want to see how much you do. I want to see how good you guys are before I just hand it to you on a silver platter like John the Baptist's head.
Do you have John the Never mind. I don't answer that question.
I mean,
I'm
you
not gonna
can
answer that question.
answer the question though. I would like to know.
I don't. We ain't gonna stumble across. Never mind. You know, well, do you know at least who would want to steal anything from you if you're not gonna tell us?
That's the $1,000,000 question. There's the people I know who would want to steal from me, they're too smart to do it. The people who could do it, they got no reason to. But I'll tell you this at least. All the wards in there, except for the one I set up at the hole just now, they're all down. So you should be able to walk around pretty easily without any alarms going off or fireballs or anything. Just, try not to touch too much stuff with your bare hands.
Do you have cameras, security cameras, or anything like that?
No. He points to some of the cameras you can obviously see in the front of the room. He's like, those are just dummies. I got a good deal on them a while back. Just some of the clientele I've got, some of the merchandise that I've got. I don't really want, photographic evidence of this existence, and also I don't film very well, if you know what I'm saying.
So you have like a other way to know if someone's trespassing. So what happened with this situation?
Well, that's the thing. Usually the alarms will go off, magical sigils and whatnot that I've got going on, and nothing went off. And clearly one of my wards went off, blew the hole in the wall, but it wasn't aimed that direction. You know what I'm saying? That shouldn't have happened. But that rune's spent. There's the rest of my wall.
I'd like to start looking around, and I want to specifically see like if something was in here and then left, or if they were trying to get inside and to steal, or if they were already inside and then tried to flee.
I like that. Like if it was something he had under ice that kind of like awoken and got out.
Sure.
Yeah, I like that. Go ahead and investigate a mystery for me.
I'm gonna go
8.
to the outside when she's done.
Katia, you can have a hold 1. What happened here? What sort of creature? What can it do? What could hurt it? Where did it go? What was it going to do? What's being concealed here?
What's being concealed here?
Okay. And so based on what you said before, you're kind of looking to see if there's like anything obvious that's missing, like a giant sarcophagus or something.
Right, or like specifically if someone blew the walls to get in to steal, or if they were already in and blew the walls to get out.
So you're kind of you walk over and kind of gingerly walk over some things that have like fallen on the ground from various like shelves and tables, and you walk over to where this new like hole in the wall is, and you can see pretty clearly all the debris has gone out, and so the explosion came from inside and went outside. And as you're looking, you're kind of like, you can see that around the edges of the of this kind of new portal, it's all singed and like sooty, like it was fire that did this. And you're kind of traced back, and you can actually see there's evidence of these scorch marks actually inside, further away, kind of back the way you came, here and there. And then they kind of stop, and you can just kind of make out what looks like some like chalk residue and a kind of a half-drawn symbol on the wall that you think might have been one of those like runes or sigils he was talking about. That it emanated from there, but then traveled from where it was facing, which is inward towards the center of the shop, and got rerouted, as it were, towards the side wall.
Like someone blocked it?
Yeah, that's a fair assessment.
I'm gonna
Someone knows
walk
magic.
through the hole, and I'm gonna be looking for footsteps and other things out into that parking lot and see if there's a direction that they go or anything.
Yeah. So you go to walk outside through the hole, and you're blocked by an invisible force field.
I go out, shake my head, and just walk out the back door.
Yeah.
And
He did say he put up a
Out and
word.
around.
Yeah.
just silly, feel like a little bird in the whatever. It's fine.
Yeah, you kind of start walking out, and Sunny's standing by the door from the front to the back, and just like, yeah, sorry about that. I would have put up an illusion to cover it, but I didn't want to cover up any evidence. It's just like a baby bird. So you walk out and go around outside. Go ahead and give me that investigative mystery roll.
That's sharp, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a 9.
9. Okay. You can hold 1. Same list as before.
Is that one of my advanced?
Yes, but that has to be a 12 plus.
No, that's a read a bad situation kick.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Advanced moves only kick on a 12 plus.
Yeah, where did it go? That's what I'm looking
Where
for.
did it go? Yeah. So you kind of crouch down, and you're you said you're like looking for like footprints, that kind of thing.
Yeah, looking for some sort of trail. Did it fly away? Did it go down that back alley, gravel road? Did it go towards the car dealership? Did it go towards the fairgrounds? That's that sort of thing.
Yeah. And so as you're kind of looking, there are just like the faint hints of some footprints, kind of smallish, looks like a like probably a tennis shoe or something. You can just kind of like, you're getting like just the edge of the outer rim and like some of the heel. And so it seems like someone did walk out of here, and as you're kind of looking, and you can see that there's some things that have been like kicked out of the way, you see something a little unusual kind of behind like some gravel that's out there. It looks like a house key on a little ring with a key ring.
Like they dropped it?
It would be consistent, yeah.
Pick it up.
Yeah, you pick it up, and it says Heritage House.
Is that like a what's it called?
Like a bed and breakfast or something?
Yeah. Is
yeah.
it that, or is it like a home for kids?
No, it has like the keychain has like a deep crimson field with like gold lettering and kind of like little filigrees in the corner, and so it gives off like real big like Airbnb or bed and breakfast vibes to it.
I'd like to start looking for what might be missing. Is there like I don't know, like a place that looks like something once was, a fancy pedestal with a light perhaps that no longer has a fancy thing on it? Or
Yeah, go ahead and give me that roll then. Let's get a mystery.
just like a void on a shelf or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
6. So that is a 10.
Ooh, very nice. You can hold 2.
Lighty. I would like to know I guess what sort of creature is it? Because whoever or whatever could reroute a fireball spell has got to be a something.
I like that.
Does it feel like magic person, or does it feel like I'm a minion sent by a magic person?
That's a great question. Yeah, so you can deduce kind of, and I assume that you guys are sharing information, at least Katia is, since you guys are still in the same room, that she kind of mentioned the rerouting of the spell and all of that. So yeah, you think whoever did this had some kind of proficiency with magic. That could be anything from a human sorcerer to to a vampire, right? Ezekiel, who was being siphoned by the Obsidian Order, it boosted the magical abilities of their sorcerer, Kyle. And you saw him do some pretty fancy stuff before too. So that's a good idea. I don't think until Riley gets back and kind of shares that it was definitely a human, or at least something wearing tennis shoes, so not Bigfoot, that you would kind of be able to narrow that down. But you still have one more question.
I want to ask, what was it going to do? Like, what was is there any obvious, like, beeline of broken glass towards something, or like there's a path cut through the like artifacts on the ground or anything like that? Like,
yeah, and I think though too, your playbook, the spooky, lets you also use your sight when you investigate a mystery, and so I think that would come into play here as you're trying to kind of get a sense of the order of events, that you turn on your spooky vision, TM, and man, so much stuff in here like lights up. It's like a Motel 6 under a black light. It's terrifying, and you're kind of looking around, and it's pretty uniformed. You can tell him, yeah, exactly. You can tell that a lot of stuff is magical, but there also seems to be like, it's almost like a kaleidoscope or like a rainbow. There's like varying hues and gradients of color as you're looking at a lot of these items, and you can see that he has them almost arranged in like light kind, so that there are things aren't going to interact poorly, right? He's not putting like the deep purples with the bright reds. He's kind of keeping the Roy G. Biv color spectrum kind of consistent. And whether he has a visual acuity like you do to know that, or something more innate, that's what he's done. But you do see that there is a small break about halfway in the spectrum up on one of the higher shelves, and when you walk over there, you can see that there's kind of like a dust outline about the size of like a cigar box or like a bread box or something, some kind of small container. Yeah, something like he either had like a cigar box there, or like an Xbox or something like that. That seems to be about the dimensions.
Magic Xbox.
He has a cursed one out front. He can show it to you.
The devil's Xbox.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Sonny.
It always has a red ring.
Yeah.
It plays great, but it bleeds when you turn it on.
Oh, what?
It screams whenever you open the little thing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, what you got, Suki?
That's missing. What was that? The cigar box or whatever.
He kind of walks over and looks. And it's like, you see the box anywhere? It's not the box. It's what was in it.
Do I see the box? Just with my regular sight?
yeah. It actually looks like it was turned over. Now you know what you're looking for. It's turned over and opened, like laying like interior down, and it's like kind of kicked under one of the tables.
Unfortunately, whatever is in it is no longer in it.
He's like, well, crap.
You want to start sharing what was in it?
Yeah. Riley, are you making your way back inside?
Yeah, I was going to keep investigating for a bit, but yeah, eventually heading back inside.
Okay. I think that because I don't want to have to like split this lore dump for you.
Yeah, I can come back in.
Sure. Well, before you do that, like you used your hold, and so you don't have any more questions out there, but you can still do things. Is there anything else you wanted to specifically do while you're out there?
Not specifically, no. I was yeah, I was thinking about the Heritage House, and I was trying to think about if there was like anything else if I noticed, like a vehicle or anything else of note in that parking lot. I mean, if not, then yeah, I would just head back in.
Yeah, no, I think that that it's kind of really only things to find out there. But yeah, I mean, but you're particularly good at coming up with crazy ideas, so I was going to let you have some leash.
So it's called the Heritage House, right? So I'm pretty sure I have an idea where that is.
Yeah, I mean, it's like downtown someplace, kind of the older part of the city.
Yeah.
I would say you can use your phone to look it up, but you can't.
No, I can't. But
because your phone's older than dirt.
I've been here for a while and thinking about it. Like, does it have a different name now than it used to?
Yeah. Well,
It's
They
Albuquerque
have-
B&B now, not Heritage House, right?
Right, but they have a couple of different houses that kind of make up the property, and one of them you remember had something to do with like World War II or something. You're not really sure, I don't
Got
think. But it's kind of like a landmark, like a historical building that they've turned into a bed and breakfast.
Got it.
Yeah, so Sonny says, yeah, so that's not good. So in this box was a ring that I was keeping for safekeeping. You guys, Q would probably know this, but you guys know Solomon, right? Like King Solomon?
Sure.
Well, legend says that he had a ring of brass that could, it could imprison demons. And some people think that's just a myth and that it's kind of getting confused with like the brass lamp and the genies, which jinn in Arabic means devil. So, it kind of gets all confused. But, the reality is it's not a myth. I know personally it's not a myth. And someone just looks like they took the Ring of Solomon.
Ooh. Did it have a current resident?
I suspected it did. Nah, it's not something I really like to touch, if you get my meaning.
Fair enough.
I served enough time in there, I think, for one lifetime. It wasn't long. It's just a couple centuries, but still. It's just one of those things I don't like being out and around, right?
Fair enough.
Now, normally, I would deal with something like this, but if you fine, upstanding citizens wouldn't mind getting that back for me, I'd really appreciate it. It's problematic for me to try and go and get it. I think you understand.
Absolutely. I mean, if I was imprisoned in something for just a couple measly centuries, I wouldn't go anywhere near it neither. But do you know anybody, like you said, you knew some people who would but couldn't, and like could but wouldn't? Why would it, like, did any of them recently get in touch, or like, anybody from the past, anywhere that would want this ring?
When you say the past, he kind of has a thoughtful expression and then kind of raises his eyebrows. Is like, yeah. You know what? Hold on a second. I think I got a solution here. And he kind of walks over to like a bookshelf with one of those kind of like china cabinet closing doors, opens it up, and he pulls out this really simple looking kind of like green blue book. It looks really old, like from the early days of like printing presses. But it's in good condition. And he kind of puts that on the table and he says, so here's my offer. This will actually help you figure that out. And this will be your payment. This is the book. Hey, take a look. It's in the book, right?
I know, reading Rainbow, all that, but...
Thank you. Jefferson said he could not live without books. All right? Now, this is what he told me. So, this is the Book of Sacrifice. It's not as ominous as it sounds. Now, none of y'all can cast magic, can you?
Oh, I can.
You can?
I can whammy.
Well, that's more of like a telekinetic kind of psychic thing, isn't it?
All right. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's psychic.
No,
I can punch things with my brain.
I can
That
just-
seems magic.
I'm like super strong and I can fly and I can bite.
Yeah. If anybody, I thought it might have been you, with the whole vampire vibe you got going on, inherently magical and all that. But it doesn't matter because
Maybe one day, but I'm not a normal vampire. No, I walk out in the sun.
yeah, it's a cute trick. Now, this he says it dismissively, but like you don't think he like knows that was hurtful. And he says that's what's so great about the Book of Sacrifice. You don't got to be trained. You don't got to be indentured to like a wizard or a warlock or nothing. What it does is it lets you cast spells as long as you have the capacity for it. Now, the sacrifice part is there's only 10 spells in this book. When you cast one, you've got to choose one to give up. So he like opens it up into one of the pages, and he's like, all right, look, right here. So this is and you guys look at it, and it's like, it looks like gibberish. It looks like some kind of like made up Tolkien fantasy language. And the more you look at it and he's talking, the letters all three of you see this start to shift and change into English. And he said, yeah, so right here, this is like a spell of healing, right? So you would have cast this, then this spell or one of the other spells in the book would just go away, and you get to choose. So he's like, so if you never want to cast this healing spell again, you can let that one go. Or you flip it over and he says, oh, this spell, this time spell, you could let that one go. But this is the one I think that might actually help you. You guys ever see like the Physician Strange, Doctor Strange, that's it, yeah. Where he like, he's got like that cool watch that like turns back time and he can see the things that used to be there. So that's what this spell does. You could use that spell, since this is y'all's book now, because you're taking this job, right? Good. So you could use this spell and you could cast it and you could rewind and just watch what happened. Now I can't use it myself, but
so what you're saying is we could take this book of 10 spells and we can cast 5 spells one time, right?
I'm not good at math. But
once we cast that spell, that spell's gone, right?
Well, a spell's gone. Yeah, I mean, you could cast the same spell over and over 10 times and keep getting rid of all the other spells as you do it.
All right, so you can cast them more than once. All right.
Or you can cast the spell once and then choose to get rid of that spell. It's a smorgasbord.
What happens?
A limited time offering.
Yeah. What happens when all the spells are gone?
It goes up in a poof of smoke, and some punk will find it in a couple of centuries. Think it's something new and important.
How many spells were originally in this book?
It's always 10. When it gets used up, it has a tendency of wanting to exist.
It like reappears.
Yeah, but but not like back with me. That'd be great. But I'll have to go back and find it, or some smug will bring it in a couple of decades and trade it, then I'll get back.
So you end up always getting it back.
I've had it a couple times, but not me always. No.
Kind of sounds like this book just always ends up back with you.
Hey, it's not my fault. I'm good at my job.
It's that disappear and reappear in ink stuff. I like it. All right, I'm here for this. Oh sure, yeah, Suki, I found this.
Oh,
I'll throw you a key.
Yeah.
So you reach out and you grab the key out of midair, like way too close to your face, and you go stiff, and you have a vision.
Oh, good.
You are standing what you first think is the middle of the desert, somewhere outside of town. And then the more you survey your surroundings, you realize it is the desert, but it's not in the middle of nowhere. You can see like charred remains of trees and like a blackened street light and like little low remnants of buildings and houses that looks like they've been absolutely destroyed. And the light coming from the sun, you first think it's streaming through a heavy bank of clouds, but you look up and it's the light's just weird, and the clouds just give you an unsettling feeling. And as you kind of survey the scene, you see that there is like one house, one like perfect kind of like 1930s, 1940s looking house, just by itself, as though it survived alone from whatever happened here. And as you're kind of looking at it, your foot hits something and you look down and there's a tarot card, and you pick it up and you turn it over, and it's the card for fortitude. And then you're back in Sonny's pawn shop, and you like kind of take a couple of like unsteady steps back and kind of clatter into a bookshelf behind you. And you guys all see that it happens like just like she freezes for like 1 second and then like stumbles back like that key weighed 100 pounds.
Did I recognize the house? Oh, sorry. Yeah. I just had a little something. it looks like there's gonna be something bad that happens soon.
Well, I found that key out there in the back parking lot near where all like the footsteps were of these sneakers or whoever the hell left here. It's Heritage House. It's just like up central, like 15 minutes downtown. Might find some more clues out there.
I think it's a good idea for us to head there. Ugh, sorry, those are getting more and more sort of jarring every time that happens. Did I recognize the house? It didn't look like my house, did it?
No, but it's like this. It's similar to the same like year of construction. It's that same kind of vibe.
Craftsman style.
Kind of, yeah. It looks a little bigger than that. But I mean, you would be able to tell that those houses, if this is Albuquerque that you were seeing, those houses would be kind of more near where you live at Sunset House, more in that area.
All right. Yeah, I think we should head out there. This is a good lead, especially if it, gave me the visions.
And Sonny picks up the book and holds it out to the three of you. Looks like the Fates, whatever it's worth, says you've taken the job. Who wants the book?
I'll take it.
All my hopes and dreams coming true. There you go, Riley.
Riley gets magic.
I'm just gonna read through it and see what's what.
So I'll tell you, it's in the Discord, but for the sake of our viewers, the Book of Sacrifice has 10 spells. And when you cast it, it's always going to work. That's its function. That's its main magical ability. But you'll roll plus weird. And so a 10 and above, the spell has a permanent or full effect, depending on what it is. So basically, you tell me what you want to do, and I set the limits of what that spell's capable of. On a mixed success, 7 to 9, it works well or for a very specific duration. 6 or below, it works, but there's a complication involved. And the 10 categories, which is kind of how these spells work, are protection, communication, banishment, summoning, fire, healing, enchantment, buff, scrying, and time. And time is the spell he was mentioning that where you could kind of have a magical security camera to see what happened here if you wanted.
Time will be awful helpful, I'm sure.
Yeah, that one's a really good one.
Interesting. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna jump in the car. I'm just gonna be like perusing through this thing, and then yeah.
Okay.
I'll also head out to the car and I'll do a ring to Q. Hey, ring. We got ourselves a lead, and a new book. You want me to swing by and pick you up, or you want to bamf out to wherever we're going to Heritage House, basically.
A new book?
Yeah, it's gonna be helpful, I hope. Riley has it, so it could be dangerous, but who knows?
Riley has a book from a demon, and you willingly took it.
Yeah.
See, this is what happens when you don't go with them. I'm just saying.
It's all your fault, man. If I turn into some demonic thing, it's on you. I'm gonna haunt you until you die.
Q is just kind of rolling his eyes so hard that they might pop out, but he's like, yeah, sure. Are you in the car right now?
Yep. Do you want to just bamf over to Heritage House, or you want me to swing you by?
No, I'll just bamf into your car.
Oh, all right. I love that. Cut out the middleman. We'll see you soon. Okay. All right.
Now here's the important question, Q. Which seat are you vamping into?
He's focusing on the back seat in the middle.
In the middle. All right.
So uncomfortably close to Riley, no matter where.
I'm behind the driver because Suki's smaller than Katya. Suki's like all up in that steering wheel.
Because Q doesn't know who's in the back seat, so just to be safe, he's just gonna bamf in the middle.
Yeah.
Also, in my mind, Q, when she was like, "Which one do you want to do?" That you went bamf. I'll just come straight to you. Like now you're in the car saying it.
All right, seat belts, everybody, seat belts.
And when I realized that one cheek is on Riley, sorry, Christian, sorry.
Click.
So
Yeah.
now you guys are usually really good about looking up real world information, or rather not doing that, as not to have access to information you might not normally have. But that is not necessary in this context. For all the stuff that's real in Duke City Chronicles, if you can find it by Googling on your phone, then so could your characters. So if, for instance, Katia decided to pull out her phone and like look up what the heck is Heritage House, she could absolutely do that. Just like how both Chris and GW like to go on Google Maps and like look at the places I'm talking about. So that's absolutely okay, because that's a real world and in-game world resource that you have access to, and it's okay.
Well, I like to put my person on the map, because then I'm actually like walking in the street, because then I can see from that vantage point like what's out there.
I love that.
That's how I saw the alley, and I saw the thing across the street, the car dealership, and the.
As we're in the car and I'm in the back seat, I'm gonna just cross my arms, look over at Riley. So where's the book? Where's this demon book?
I'm reading it right now, man. It's literally in my hands.
Let me see the cover.
Show him the cover.
What does the cover look like, Keeper?
The book is surprisingly plain. It looks like it could be, a 1800s book of fairy tales. It's just there's no embossing, other than a little bit of gold leaf, kind of making a pipe design around the front of the cover, where a central illustration would be in a normal book, and it's kind of like this bluish green, almost threadbare cover, hardback, and it looks really, really old. And Q, are you trying to assess its supernatural tendencies? Is that what you're trying to do here? Is this book haunted?
Yes. Without touching it, without putting any, I don't want to touch
it. So he's just holding it out, and you're just like, yes, I see. Go ahead and give me a plus weird roll.
Now, this is interesting. The Grants acquired the house in 2004. I wonder if that's any relation to Detective Grant.
You mean people being related to everyone in Albuquerque? What are the odds?
Well, that would be awful helpful if, your, honey is a family member. That might give us a little something, little insight of some sort.
Total of 9.
Weird. 9? You can absolutely tell it's magical, pretty strong and steady, but it's not evil. It's not like demon magic, but it's not.
Is it evil?
It's not divine magic either. It's like good old human magic.
All right. So as I really look it over, and my I start to glow as I really focus in, and I see its kind of aura, I'll look at Riley. You've really got to stop making deals with devils, man.
I didn't make no deal with the devil. He's not a devil. He's a demon. There's a difference.
You took this as...
I'm going to touch the book to his leg.
Don't! Riley, you get... I swear to God, Riley,
Hey.
Keep it away from me.
Guess what? If you were here, instead of out doing your own thing...
You will be less stupid? Is that what you were going to say?
Maybe you would help. Maybe you would say the things that you just said now, instead of just coming in here all after the fact. You weren't here, so we made a decision.
Would you really do anything different?
Maybe. If you would have said, I don't get that book because it's fucking evil. I look at this book and see healing. Since we got our asses kicked last time we had a big fight, yeah, this is kind of helpful.
So if I told you to delete the demon's number out of your phone, would you do it right now? Because
No.
it's smart? Exactly.
No. You keep your enemies close, silly goose. I know he's not a great person, but we like to keep tabs on him, and sometimes he gives us information for the people who are even more shitty. It's lesser of two evils.
What was that, Suki?
I was gonna say I don't really like fighting in my Mustang, but
we're not.
Riley does have a point, baby. It is keep your friends close, your enemies closer. Sonny ain't done nothing to us yet. And if he does try something, I've seen you do incredibly powerful things. I think that you'd be able to protect all of us. I really do. I think Sonny's more of an asset than a danger. And if it ends up being the opposite, then I will be the first one to admit that you were absolutely right on that. How far away are we from the
I'm
house?
I'm texting Detective Grant, by the way.
What are you asking him, Katia?
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Hey, what do you know about the Heritage House? That's it.
You see like the bubble pop up of him like typing.
Oh, I hate that bubble.
The 333.
That's why
I
Riley
would
has
hate
his
the
phone.
the
bubble.
ellipses. That bubble is full of potential. And he says, "My aunt owns it. Why?"
Oh, I would I'd just be like, oh, I was just curious. We're gonna go see it.
I'm not too far away. You may swing by.
I'm looking over at Suki, and I'm like glancing at the boys. So I'm assuming at this moment is like arguing, like as I'm,
Yes.
and I'm like,
What? You okay?
I want to text. What? I'm just gonna say, Suki, guess what?
What's that?
You know Detective Grant.
Uh-huh.
His aunt owns the Heritage House.
No way. Does he know anything about it? Anything about the history or anything?
Well, he said that he could
Suspicious
come meet us.
Oh. Well, since we are looking for Solomon's ring, are you sure that that's a good idea?
I mean, it's just a ring, right? He doesn't have to know that it can trap demons and potentially has a demon in it.
That is a good point. And, you know, if he starts asking too many questions, you can just send him for coffee or whatever.
You just kill him. What?
No, we're not going to kill him, Riley.
I didn't say that. I was thinking it.
I'm in all your brains all the
And that
time.
matters to
She
her
heard it.
because
So I'll text Detective Grant and be like, yeah, sure, we're almost there.
he texts back, "Great. Coffee?" Question mark.
You know it! Exclamation point. always bring
And
me coffee.
as you guys are driving to Heritage House with the promise of Detective Grant and some coffee, that's where we're going to end our episode.
Oh,
On a nice note for once.
I know, right?
it hasn't gotten weird yet. Yay.
Yeah.
Yay!
I
We're
mean,
just a normal group of friends.
is it not weird? I mean, we're looking for Solomon's ring that potentially has a demon in it, and we have a book of magic.
Hey,
That's
can
totally
I
normal
remove
human
all the
magic.
harm I have, by the way?
Yeah, if anyone had harm from last time, you can go ahead and
So
clear
I'm not
that.
dying anymore?
No, you're not dying anymore. Because
He's
there's
actively
there's an
dying,
infirmary at the new base, so I would say that you're okay.
Well, I
You
mean,
got there
I
without-
also have my thing too, but yeah.
Yeah, and you weren't like being chased by like murderous toasters or anything on the way back or anything, so I think you'll be okay.
Why
guys,
did
hey-
you just say murderous toasters? Why is that in your brain right now? As we go to an Airbnb or a bed
No
and
reason.
breakfast, rather.
Hey, thanks for joining us for the Duke City Chronicles. Please catch us next week. Same spooky time, same spooky channel here on Fable 42's Twitch channel, 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific. And guys, Albuquerque's a weird place. Let's keep it that way. Bye.
Albuquerque out.